In this video, we will cover the birth, death, and recycling of hazardous waste, known in the sciencey world by its scientific name, Wastus hazardosus. There are 5 major categories of hazardous waste, including corrosive wastes, reactive wastes, ignitable wastes, toxic wastes, and radioactive waste, which can take up to 24,000 years to dissipate. Wastus hazardosus is born in human plantations, such as dry cleaners, hospitals, exterminators, photoprocessors, large corporations. All of these produce a lot of hazardous waste, although it is in different forms. The first species of hazardous waste that we will cover today is the species toxic waste. This type of waste hunts by being poisonous to many creatures. They may unknowingly ingest the waste and could die as a result. Those that survive may face an equally daunting challenge. However, toxic waste can cause birth defects. Toxic wastes can also employ several killing mechanisms. Heavy metals, chemicals, and even pathogens are in their vast arsenal of attacking weapons. Truly, toxic waste is a marvel of nature that is very marvelous. The most dangerous genus of phylum Wastus hazardosus is Wastus radioactivus. It is more dangerous than other species because of its ability to mutate the creatures it preys upon. The radioactive waste, as it is commonly known, is born when atoms are split in high-powered reactors that require massive amounts of water for cooling. A common misconception about this reclusive yet powerful creature is that the cooling water is a vector for this waste animal. However, this is not true, and the waste merely wants to escape the imprisonment that its tyrannical makers impose upon it. We can now look to our friend plutonium, often believed to be the most dangerous species of Wastus radioactivus. His original form is destroyed in the reactor, leaving little more than a poisonous carcass behind. Although dangerous when inhaled, Wastus plutonius doesn't attack humans and is therefore relatively safe. Considered by their makers to be killers akin to sharks and snakes, most are locked away in nearly inescapable vaults. Despite these measures, some escape before the humans can permanently imprison them 6 feet underground in Utah deserts. However, some wastes fight back against their tyrannical makers, the humans. Nuclear meltdowns allow waste to escape and contaminate vast regions with its mutating effects. The next category of Wastus hazardosus is Wastus ignitabilis. It must meet 2 criteria to become Wastus ignitabilis, also called ignitable waste. It must be spontaneously combustible or have a flash point of less than 60 degrees Celsius. Ignitable waste burn vigorously and persistently. Some examples of ignitable wastes are solvents, alcohols, gasolines, magnesium tape, and others. Ignitable wastes can be ignited through friction, absorption of moisture, and chemical changes. The next classification of hazardous waste is reactive waste. this waste is highly unstable and produces toxic gases. Because of this, we consider it to be teenager waste. It pretty much explodes when touching water because of its sulfuric nature, and it produces toxic gases that are dangerous to humans. We believe that this is because of its repellent nature and ability to inconvenience anyone or anything. The final denomination of Wastus hazardosus is Wastus corrosivus, and it is known for its phenomenal ability to corrode steel. This ability is due to them being highly basic or highly acidic. Organisms in this family are aqueous, meaning they contain water. They feed on metals, organic compounds, and even human flesh, and can cause rust and decomposition. Some of the most dangerous species include hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, ammonium hydroxide, sulfuric acid, and sodium hydroxide. They are very good at hiding in rust removers, alkaline cleaning fluids, and battery acid. In the event that they are captured, they eat through their containers, making them more susceptible to leaking and escape once more, free and in the wild. There are some things, however, that hazardous wastes fear. Humans have devised horrific ways of hunting and killing wastes. The most basic form of this is that humans are encouraged to properly dispose of their wastes. In fact, in many places have policies that prevent the poor wastes from hurting anyone. Some wastes are even burned to death in a process called incineration. Heavy metals and radioactive substances are immune to this, however. Another tactic employed by humans is time. Thankfully, this is not the least bit effective on radioactive wastes, as it has a half-life that can be as long as 24,000 years. Another predator of hazardous wastes is plasma waste reduction. Unlike other forms of waste disposal, such as incineration, it destroys all waste types. If plasma waste reduction gets a hold of hazardous waste, it will destroy it, reducing it to nothing but slag, metals, and non-toxic gases such as hydrogen and carbon dioxide. Fortunately for the hazardous waste, there are only a few locations on the globe where plasma waste reduction lives.